Here we are, another Saturday Night Live, August 8th, and we're at 7:06. So we're talking about Steve had the hurricane go through his house, and lots of debris and so on and so forth. And I was asking if he has any ganns or sprayed ganns in his greenhouse, because his greenhouse just got missed getting damaged. And you know, there's that Tom Salas who had ganns all over his mother's property in Dominica on the island when they got hit really hard from the hurricane, and the island was completely devastated. But this house, nothing happened to it. Absolutely nothing. He had ganns, bottles all over the property. It missed the perimeter of the property. It was just unreal.
Huh.
There's a video on that. Hey, don't underestimate the power of the fields.
Oh, water. I probably water.
Sorry?
I think I watered some things in there because I had it in my rain barrel. I charged up a couple of rain barrels.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So the fields are there. Once you water them, it's there. It stays, I don't know how long, it stays for a long time. Could be hundreds of years, could be thousands of years, I don't know. Fields are fields. But that's very interesting. When you start playing with higher fields.
The greenhouse missed the shed. It missed everything. It just missed. Oh, you'll be amazed at the pictures because I was amazed. It's like there's no way. I watched it too. It was crazy.
Were you in the house?
Crazy.
Hello?
Yeah. There's actually the trees aren't even on my property, they're my property, but they're right on the line. I watched the whole top of the tree come up. It looked like it was going straight for the greenhouse, but it was hard to judge the depth perception. It ended up on the other side of the fence.
You know, maybe if you shut the video off, Steve, it'll be a little bit better because you're cutting in and out. If you can turn off the video setting.
Yeah.
But
try to.
That's very interesting. You know, save some bandwidth if you turn the video off. See if that works. But yeah, Steve's he's still out of power.
Is that better?
Yeah, it sounds a bit better. You've been without power for what, a few days now?
I started the day 5 at 6 o'clock.
Day 5, wow. Over 700,000 people were out of power, and now is it being restored slowly?
We're down to about 277, I think, the last count I saw.
Mm-hmm. Wow. You guys have the power lines above ground?
Oh, yeah. Running right through the trees.
Yeah.
Oh, most of New England's like that.
Yeah, like all Toronto's like that, but up here where I am, the city above Toronto is it's all underground. No power lines overhead, above ground. It was we got hit with a tornado actually not too far from here a few years back. Destroyed a few houses. Small tornado, but hey, you know, get that ganns happening, guys, gals. You'd be surprised about the, you know, you got to understand the plasma always brings balance. So these tornadoes, whatever they are they man-made? Are they natural? Who knows anymore?
Yeah, no kidding.
If they're natural, you know, they're there to bring balance, whether we understand it or not. So we can, you know, we don't like the things that it brings about because it brings some destruction to our the things that we've created, you know, on this plane. But you know, there's lots to learn for all of us. And tornado You know, it would be interesting to be able to go inside the tornado. There must be a wonderful calm inside there.
I'm sure there is.
And outside, it's just a disaster. Disaster out there. Hello, Brittany.
Uh-oh.
Brittany's back.
Well, that's good. Maybe she'll
Hi,
fall.
here.
Hi,
I'm just kind of listening today. I'm just kind of listening today because there's a lot going on, but I'm just gonna everything in. There's a lot. So
Yeah, well, the floor is open if you feel like talking. It's always good to purge out.
Yeah.
okay, so yeah, there. Why is it this thing? Oh wait, I can make it work. All right, I'm in the car right now.
You're in your car.
So and also I have brain fog today, so I have to like my nervous system's doing weird stuff.
What's your intention? What's your goals? Where are you going?
So I just like I can't say I don't want to let go of food. It's just a matter like of bringing myself into balance because going out of balance as far as I did, I mean, everything that's coming through me is a long, long time ago. I realized if I was at a grocery store and I had something with like flaxseed or millet, I'd react to like everything. And there was a woman right around the time I was starting MFS, and she worked with me, and she told me I had SIRS. She was a medical intuitive. She could see into my body, and she said, for you right now, until you somehow clean your system better and get really, really strong support and strength into your system, moving it, if you eat one piece of fruit, it goes systemic as a fungus in your body. She said you have a fungus overgrowth everywhere. And so not honoring that for a long time and deciding that like, and then I'm feeling okay, I'm feeling good, and I go and I'll have something I like shouldn't have, right? But this is stuff we already knew, but then I feel it immediately, and all of a sudden I'm in that other world again, and then you come to a place where you're like, okay, well, whatever it is that I have to do to not only change my terrain and detoxify myself, it's my whole body that has to be purged ultimately. But it's just the act of like walking into MFS now, or having my intent to go like back to that, like it was nothing ever else really made sense, but I'm walking in with like fear and motivation and love, but also nervousness, because being off so long and doing like parts of things here and there and not using a lot of my tinctures because I didn't want to waste them, so I had these other tinctures I would use, and nothing brought as like even trying to like get my bowels to move and having like magnesium glycinate, and it would start to work, but then I couldn't actually eliminate it. I couldn't actually get the things out, and so I started to listen to my body, and I realized that like if I had one piece of gluten, or if I had grains or anything like that, or even like certain raw vegetables and stuff like that, immediately my inflammation in my gut and my GI tract would go crazy, to the point where I would drink teas and stuff like that, and I couldn't urinate, and my kidney pain was insane. So then I finally realized I got myself to an okay place a couple days ago, and I did some work, and there's no reason for me to not just let all the old go and then go into this journey. But then also going in, I'm in a like there's a lot of people who have gone through really, really intense things like systemic mold, fungus, SIRS, Lyme, diabetes, and everything like that. And also like inabilities to eliminate the bowels, and like a gut that with the villi with gluten and like what it does and with what these other things do, for a long time of exposure to these different agents in our society, even genetically modified organisms, when your gut becomes completely blown open with all that, where it's going, anything you take in is going right into your bloodstream and like making you just knock out, pass out. Now I'm walking into this in a different state than I was in when I started MFS, but I'm motivated, and the part of me with the obstructions that is like in the lower from like, not to emphasize on parasites, but when a lot of your body is like of that far off imbalanced state, like, you have a hard time seeing through what that feels like, and even like even putting a tincture together and like,
Okay, one thing,
yeah,
what, you know, people talking about fruit's going to feed this and that. Okay, that's their opinion. Then master fast system would be a lie because we use fruit, right? We use fruit juice. So I don't know
yeah.
where people come up with
And
these.
that's what I started to realize recently is the fruit for me. Like, I started to do it a little more. I fell off a day, like, and a couple days here and there, but when I started to do it, I was still having bloat with water and stuff like that, but it didn't. I was starting to let go of the whole like yeah, we've got stuff in us. I've got tapeworms in my colon, and I was starting to knock some of their eggs out yesterday. But when I started doing the fruits, and I see like even when I would ever really eat fruits, and so I started to let go of that old belief system that I had towards fruit. I didn't feel great immediately. It's like it stirs up a lot, but that's something it's like I've more recently been coming to embrace more. And the others of my conditions and everything, that's gonna take a lot more. It's like I stopped caring about like is it feeding the mold this or that or whatever, and just like even if you don't feel great, even if you're not releasing things or you are bloating more, it's just like getting used to that feeling of like knowing that you're aligning your code and your cells to like remember that like the very thing that was always good for us at the start is something that you're giving your body and allowing it to experience. And
It's you just got to embrace all the changes that are going to come because they're not going to. You can't snap your fingers and make it all go away. There's going to be a transition period where things are going to be cleaning out, and you're going to be feeling all kinds of different things. And these are the times where you embrace it and use the tools to pull you through. But I asked you, what's your focus and your goals and your intent? Where do you want to go? We already know the story about the parasites in the bowels and this and that and all the other things. We want to know,
yeah, where do I see like my future?
yeah, how do you see yourself? What have you been doing?
um Trying to like learn a little bit more about a lot of different things. I've been looking over the protocol. I've been actually just kind of reading some books that were like unrelated to like science and health and stuff, just to kind of like get a part of. And actually there was something I was working with Ed Wellville. He goes by Wellville, is his last name, but Ed Ramos. Is I was doing it was a code tapping thing for different points on the body, and like tapping different points for different parts of like the chakras and everything like that. And I finally realized that like while the physical is something I really have to clean and come back into vibrancy with, like I was ignoring the spiritual part of me like so much, or like those practices, or even like walking outside for a long time and doing yoga. And then at times like, you know, plugging my body up and stuff like that, like out of fear or out of like comfort. And then finally walking around outside, we went to the park a couple days ago and we were just walking through the reservoir and we were by the lake and everything like that. And I had this experience where these bugs, it was just I was like learning from them, because this is like a kind of like a strange story, but
Are you talking about emotional freedom technique or you're tapping?
it was like
Hello?
showing the what?
Hello? Are
Wait,
you
can you
talking about
still
emotional freedom
hear
technique where you're
me?
tapping?
Yeah. And then there was one with quantum tapping with like different codes. And one of them was like under your nose.
Yeah, you keep cutting out, Brittany.
And the S one is like on the side of your hand. And then, okay.
You're cutting out. It's hard to understand anything.
So there's like
Hello. You're gonna have to get a better
Hear
connection.
me now?
Uh,
Hello?
turn off your video. Maybe get a bit better signal. Save some bandwidth.
Okay. I think they got. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear me now. Is this okay now?
Now we can.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So, but yeah, no, the tapping for like the different emotions and everything like that. And so then like there was like the sequences. And I started to do that because I realized that what I realized about me is like there were times when it was EFT or even parts of MFS or all these things that I would encounter that my soul like wanted me to embrace. I would run away into like the other direction. And so then I started doing these things, and it's just a giant mirror of truth when you start them, and you it's like walking after not walking for such a long time. And just I don't know, I guess there's so much I can say, and I've made like better decisions lately, but not the best decisions all the time. And am trying to like work on getting my like empathy under control, because then when I try to do some detox in a day and I start to feel like more clear-headed, and then we'll be at the house and someone will walk in and immediately like I can feel everyone's energy. So I'm trying to work on just losing myself in my spirit, and then also trying to connect more with writing, like starting to write like a prose, but it's not really just a narrative or realistic prose, but it's also like a fiction thing. And looking back at poetry again, because that's something I stopped doing. But then, like, trying to just get over this part of myself that, for whatever reason, like, it it wants to hold on to my indulgences at times, and it doesn't like want to let go of them. And then there's just that like time where you just make a decision, but I think it went for such a long time that I'm nervous about starting, but I know that like I've put it off for such a long time, like with MFS and everything. Like I've done bouts of things here and there, but then I'll like run away into a lot of different directions. And I don't want to do that anymore. And I know that like everything about everything I do is going to be somewhat familiar to like what I started with it, but then so many changes on every possible level. And it's like a giant jump, but like what other thing like really would make sense? And then also seeing the future and seeing where I could go. Just seeing like everything, just that feeling of on my good days when things would release a little on my condition, I'd start to get like more clear view in my body and mind. Just the way that I experienced life and the way I realized that when I was like talking with you and Rana, and when I'm looking at my environment this, my environment that, but then when you start to, that's some of that stuff can be triggering, but when you actually start to bring yourself into balance, you realize it actually doesn't bother you that much. So it's like, I realized that I am like a sensitive being, but it was me kind of that's the one that can't handle things because of my own karma with what I decided to do with my body and my life, and being in ignorance to things, even tasks of what I had to do, just like running away from life. And so I realized that like the feeling of nobody even when I was talking about a while ago about like wanting to give up or whatever because I was in so much pain and suffering and this and that, but the essence of wanting to die isn't that you actually want to die. It's just that you're looking back and you realize that maybe a long time ago you were really living, and then you denied yourself the life you really wanted to live. So the only choice and the only thing moving forward is to decide, well, exactly what you say, like, how do you want to live? And are you going to do whatever it takes to make that happen? And I think my nervousness comes in for like where my condition is at. Like I've wondered to myself, and until I like move forward, I will never know. But
You know,
like,
you put an attachment to your condition. You know, everybody's got a condition, and in everybody's eyes, their condition is the worst. So we got to let it all go and trust in the soul. That's where it's all at. Like all this stuff and going to do research and going to reading and all that. You can go down those roads. You know, I've been down those roads for decades, and it just spiraled me out to more and more confusion until I let it all go and dove inwards into the abyss of soul, allowed things to take place in autopilot. I don't have to know anything anymore. You just let it
yeah,
happen. We have tools that we use, and we have so many tools. The tools are um, something that makes it easier for us to go through the challenging times. And there's many of them. You know, the emotional freedom technique, blah blah. That's another wonderful tool that you can use. Um, the there's the family constellations. For emotions, for working on ancestral. No, boy, oh boy, you want to see emotions? Go to one of those classes, and you're going to see emotions like you've never seen in your life. Everybody's full of emotions, of ancestral emotions that we're holding on to. And man, oh man, on the breaks, everybody would just be running for food, like literally running for food. That
that's what it is. That's where it came from. Is that was the essence of it. Is when I would come to a realization about a truth in myself, or just deep stuff that comes up, then you want to go and like stop that process. But the truth is to not stop the process, but to like,
allow it,
yeah.
allow
And
it.
then I think those things for so long, like,
Every every time we reach for food, we're stopping the process, right? I mean, we're not saying that everybody's going to stop eating. That's not. We're never saying that. What we're saying is what? Live it and love it. Choose a level that you can live and love
Can I say
regularly.
something? There are amazing people who are not fasting, and there are amazing people who are fasting. So really, fasting, it's a tool, but there's so much imbalance in the, I would say, in the detox community. Just seeing the way we interact with each other, sometimes for us running, being on the Masterfast page and helping support people, for 5 years, it really does take a lot, to handle the emotions of so many different people. And the trust, and how many people we experienced, um, whatever it is, there are so many so many negative emotions that we have come across in the past 5 years. And it really, and some of them are my master fasters, long they have done long master fasts, and some of them have been even into raw foods for a long time, and maybe juice fasting for a long time before master fast. And you can still see the imbalance. So it really, it's a spiritual journey. Use the master fast as a tool. Okay, it's not gonna be
A lifestyle, not a tool.
yes, I use it as okay, yeah, of course it's a lifestyle. The tool is a lifestyle. um what I'm saying is, don't expect the master fast lifestyle to make you an angel. It's
yeah,
not like that. there's a lot of transformation that we have to go through. I mean, as I said, there are, yeah, the negativity, whether you're fasting or not fasting. I mean, how many of us know amazing people, amazing people before I got into the detox field, I've known amazing people before getting into the detox field. You can tell there's, that they are connected spiritually. I see it in people who are, who are more connected, they love for positive energy, basically striving for positivity, like peace, balance, and correct conduct, um, as their goal, because this is, come on, like, this is, you don't need a religion. It's in our hearts, we know it. Okay, yes, religion provides guidelines. Masterclass for a lifestyle, Masterclass provides guidelines for a lifestyle. These all help us towards peace, balance, and correct conduct. And yeah, so we know it in our hearts, what's peace, balance, and correct conduct. And people have done it, even eating their traditional diet. Okay, so there is much more to it. Okay, there's much more to it. At the end of the day, everybody, all humans, most of us, I guess, if not all, we want to be happy.
Yeah.
We want joy in our lives. We want to be comfortable but challenged as well, not
Yeah.
challenged, because we don't want to be very uncomfortable, but challenged, uncomfortable enough to, to grow,
Mm-hmm.
just enough to grow and evolve to the better. And sometimes we don't have the courage to change unless something really bad happens to us. Sometimes this thing that happens to us, like, let's say, a sickness, or somebody who is very close to you dies,
Yeah.
it feels like, like you lost a lot in your life,
Yeah.
but it can be a big, huge lesson and a big motivator sometimes, if sometimes we are very stubborn and we don't want to change because the motivation is not big enough. And so something like this happens and we change, we change a lot, and to the better, towards peace, balance, and correct conduct, you know yeah. My point is that, really, the journey um, is deep. It's deep, and you're not gonna find the answer all of a sudden. It's a lifestyle. It's a and we don't want to get too lost in things. Like, when the mind is too busy, that's a negative sign, in my opinion. That's a negative signal. When the mind is too busy, and when we are talking about our story, like, really in too much detail, and forgetting really the big picture, then that's, in my opinion, not these bands of correct. You want to look at the details, but also you want to focus on the big picture, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I will in 1 second. Sorry. I was just talking to him.
yeah.
But
So there's much more
yes.
to the story. There's much more to the journey than one thing that will change your life. Yeah, as I said, it can be something very negative that will make you so uncomfortable and motivate you to change.
That's what it has been like, and that's where it is I can, like, everything that you said, like, I feel like and it's like weird because I get really emotional and then I hold it back and I don't know why, but it's like all of that. And it got to a point where even when things weren't going great and I would just try this thing here or there, or even be given a prescription, just be like, oh, okay, I'll try this. But my intuition would not really, it didn't really resonate. Some things I did try did resonate, but it's like nothing was working and it was okay and I accepted it. But with the aspect of it's when you said you get scared or you get brought to such a deep place where you have no choice but to change and everything just kind of flashes before your eyes, it's like,
Yeah, when you say nothing really worked, that's a big statement. I wouldn't say that.
yeah, it was like I would do things
The,
and I don't think I gave them enough time.
the answers are right there in front of us, in plain sight. Go inwards, quiet the mind, and you're on the right track. So to say nothing worked, it's because I guess the mind has been so busy.
Yeah, you're right. And then when I relax, actually, that helps a lot too. When I just step out of my head.
Everything, like we don't want, yeah, but it's a big statement to say nothing. I tried everything. I know, I don't think people have tried everything.
Never really tried everything. And there's so much out there, even on the scientific paths with like my particular condition, there's so much information out there and
Yeah.
it starts to resonate and then I run and I do that and I know that I do that.
When we say nothing worked, for example, people have come to the master fast. I mean, people can do anything and they'll say nothing worked, and other people will do the same thing and they would say it changed my life. So it's also, you know,
It's
um,
finding the things that do work and then like weaving them into your toolbox, but not just
nothing works right
be
there.
committed. You have to be committed.
Doing nothing works. Going within and many things work. You just want to find what resonates. You know, it's yeah. So,
Yeah, that's what I think it's different now. It wasn't always and on MFS it was tough for me when I started and I still had a lot more to learn from all of you and like
The thing is, people are looking for that instant gratification.
that was always my problem.
Oh, they want to do something, bang. Oh, it's not working. A day later. Well, even a day. Come and talk to me in 9 years. Never mind a day or 2 days or a week or a month or a year. Yeah, we've seen amazing transformations in a few weeks or a few months, but this is a lifestyle. And until you gain that new understanding that MFS has been putting out for 5 years, until you start gaining that new understanding, you're going to be jumping from one thing to another thing to another thing to another. This is where we see most people. It's like a chicken running with their head cut off. They don't know.
Yeah, like I spent all this time trying to prepare myself for like,
Most
okay, well, if I want to do the
people
MFS, I have to
understand
prepare my body, but that doesn't make sense,
commitment
right?
is commitment, persistent consistency. Talk to athletes. They know what it takes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can't get to the professional levels. They have to be committed. This is what you have to do. Not have to, but you have to make. You need to go into that uh, decision making. Is this for you? Is this the lifestyle you want? Do you want to pursue the health and in peace, balance, correct conduct? Because most people are not interested in that. Look around us. Come on, look at especially today. People are wearing masks. They're running for their lives. They're so scared.
It's crazy.
Like look at this planet. What it's come to.
Yeah.
People are just doing what they're told. There's no thought process. There's absolutely no thought process. And that's the reality of the matter. Look at look at all the people that have done, for example, 108 days or even, you know, close to that, and have been around for a while in MFS, and look at the amazing miracles that happen in this realm. And then you go and look out, take a walk outside, and you have a look at what's going on in this society right now. And we're seeing two completely different worlds. We're seeing a fiction world out there, and then when we come within in Masterfast, as you're going within, we're seeing the limitless realms where everything's possible. Where do you want to live? It's up to you. Nobody can tell you what to do. I can't change anybody else. And anybody who tries to change anybody else, you're going down the wrong path. You need to, the only thing you can do is change yourself. And you
Yeah.
have to make that commitment to want to change. If there's no commitment that for and that need to want to change, the need to want to better yourself, the need to that peace, balance, correct conduct, nothing is going to work. I don't care how many books you read or how many doctors and things you go see. It's not going to happen. There has to be that spark that says, I'm ready. Bang, let's make it happen no matter what. Hello, Diane. Hello, John.
Yeah.
So, we don't have all
That's
the answers, but each one of us does have the answer within the soul. Your soul has all the answers. You just need to connect into it. And how do we connect it? Well, what we found in the realm of MFS is start cleaning out that pipe, plasma vacuum tube, and things start happening. It's
Yeah, and less is more, of course, right? The lifestyle. Less desires, less thought,
like,
just more focusing on what we want.
it's like, wow, like I wake up every morning, I'm going, is this really happening? I go look outside, see somebody walking with a mask. Yeah, it's happening. Like it's like this is some kind of fantasy. It's a movie or something. Like, who would have ever expected that we'd degrade ourselves to this level of humanity? To just jump at whatever anybody says and that's in power. Like it's just beyond belief anymore. But we have to come to the understanding that they just don't know any better, and we need to elevate their souls. So let's raise our field strength, because everything in this matter state, and I don't care how much you dissect things, you're not going to find any answers. You need to get into the fields of the limitless realms where everything happens. In the matter plane, you're playing with matter. You're limited. You're limited. You're going to go down these fiction roads, and not much is going to happen. Playing in the matter state. That's why I get a little bit frustrated. I'm done with that kind of stuff. I'm done. Cooked juice is dead. Yeah, it's completely dead in this realm. Yeah, it's dead. But we're not accessing this realm when we're doing what we're doing. We're going for things that originate through creation, through the higher order. We're working with fields. If you can't register a little bit of that, you're going to keep searching, Brittany. And nothing's going to change. You're just going to get more and more confused. You may run to some kind of stimulant you find. It's going to stimulate you to something. You're going to feel a little bit, okay, this is working now. And it'll go on for a while until it doesn't.
it never really worked, and I think my heart wasn't even in those things either. And then I think when I realized my state, and I see where I want to go, and I see that like MFS is like the only thing that actually does, I won't even say makes sense, it's just the only thing that resonates with my heart. And then I read Eric's book, and I understand like what people go through to heal man's toxic current state. And I look at my history and look where I'm at, and then I have to leave that somewhat behind. But I realize that a part of me is
Eric
worried.
is amazing, the book to read, but you got to remember that's looking at matter state. There's a big difference. That's where I started.
That just kind of that just snapped here for me.
You're focusing on matter state.
That snapped it in.
I don't know how else to bring the information so people can comprehend it, because it doesn't matter what we say, you have to experience it. And that's the only way that people started gaining the understandings through the experience. Doesn't matter what we say, doesn't matter 5 billion testimonials, won't matter. It will not matter, because we're not looking for reasons to do it. We're looking for excuses not to do it. And that's what's going on out there. People, are not responsible for themselves. We ran into a pharmacist the other day buying one of Rana's old beds, and you know, I said, well, so what do you think about the virus and so on and so forth? I'm laughing, and you know, totally, the program started coming out right as what he was taught, and I listened and everything. Yeah, and we were just, you know, we're into natural things and so on and so forth. But you know, this is it. The program's running, and right now, it's running like it's never ran before. It's running in full bore. They've opened up all channels and they've put it at full speed. Whatever I don't know what they're doing, but we need to move out of that matter state thinking, and we need to really go into those higher realms of higher order, and work with that. Because and you know, if you've never meditated, start meditating. You know, whatever. If you're in a fasting state, you're in a meditative state. You don't need to sit down and go for your, you know, 30 minutes or 1 hour, whatever. If anybody understands what I'm saying, like you're in a fasting state, especially when you're going for a longer digestive vacation. You're in that meditative state 24/7.
Yeah.
And when you're in that place, magical things happen, because you're working with the soul, which is an autopilot, and that information just pours through, and you start seeing things and hearing things and understanding things where you couldn't see when you're, you know, putting food in your mouth all the time. So,
Yeah. And that's what resonates with me. And that was before finding MFS, and like years and years back. It's part of the story, but that was how I was. Is like people used to talk to me about like, oh, you got to do this yoga move, and I was like, no, if it's in your body and you're just in that energy, and you like, and I used to not really like eat very much, and that was kind of like how I felt like I was lucid. And now going back into it, there's parts of me, I think I'm in my intellect at times where I'm like, okay, what do I do my prerequisite for MFS, or do I just jump in? Like, what am I like waiting for to just
follow the program. MFS is here when you're ready. I'm going to keep repeating it over and over. And you're talking mumbo jumbo again. MFS is here when you are ready. You're always, I don't want to keep saying, I asked you where you want to go. What's your intent? And you're always kind of reaching back in those realms that are not going to help you. You know, unto the divine. This is where we need to go. Unto the divine. Praise the divine. Praise God. Praise the Lord. Whatever you want to call it. Praise creation. Praise, you know, the universe.
Why don't you write down how you see yourself living optimally and start doing it when you're ready?
Brittany.
So yeah, so write it down, because that helps you. Really, it helps clear the mind.
right now, or
so much in your so much in the head, all of us. And when you write it down, a little bit more structured, something that resonates with you, and then start doing it. There's no reason to wait. I mean, it's okay if you're not ready for like a week, 2 weeks, but then when you're ready, get into the get into the program that you feel is best for you.
Many thousands of people experience the magic of being in a master fasting state, and very few are going to live it and love it. There's some that will come back, and they have after a year or two, they disappeared and come back, because you cannot forget the experience of being in that state. It's ingrained in you. Once you've experienced it, you'll never forget it. And you'll be living your whatever lifestyle, and it's in the back of your head the way you felt in that master fasting state. It's not going to go away. So this is why I say the only way is to experience it. So we know without doubt, when you clean out that plasma vacuum tube, which I haven't seen anything better than MFSing. I haven't seen anything even come close. When we clean it out, magical things will happen, and they'll keep happening as long as you maintain the focus on the art of subtraction. The art of
Yeah.
subtracting instead of addition. If you focus on addition, which is matter state, you're going to always spiral out to confusion.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
think,
difficult to consciously think about being in a subtracting state, because we've always been brought up that we need this, that, the other thing, blah, 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 blah. So to change the way of thinking, like even myself, all these years, I have to correct myself. No, because you're missing this, that. No. Wait a minute. You have to, these thoughts are there because we've been programmed to the hilt.
yeah. And that,
You have to consciously catch yourself. And the more you catch yourself, the more you will catch yourself and the less you'll do it. But it's never going to go away 100%. It's always going to be there because we're in this.
yeah.
Now, in this society, it's all about addition. You know,
And that's,
we're not going to go back to normal until you have vaccine. Right?
yeah. And I do realize it because even just months back when like the plaque all started coming out of me, and I just like, I broke down because it was like a return to just that freedom. And a long time ago when I went off to, it's part of just the narrative part, but when I went off to school and I connected with the trees and I found like my path with my friend, and I was always like, whether it was just energy turning or just not wanting to eat for like a whole summer, I would just mainly do different things and play my music and just like sing out my soul. And it was in a pretty healthy state then, so I would sing certain tones, I'd feel like my bowels move to them and move out, and
Keep
I
playing
would
your instruments.
and I would continually just like work on, and people would tell me, you need to eat something, and I was like, no, I'm working on just cleaning everything out of me that was, and my bowels worked then, but I just wanted to keep getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And then I finally got to that point where everything around me, it was like pixels, but then it was like, and then now it's like, I don't want to say the opposite because you can't like quantify or anything like that, but it's like the opposite part now. And then finally the other day I was feeling so not well that I just was like, okay, well, even if I'm all toxic inside, I'm not going to like drink anything. I'm not even going to take a tincture, because I was like, let my body just be alone. And I realized that for me, when I was trying to I was moving through the days and I wanted to go back to MFS, I would always have the mentality or even if, and I need to let go of this part of the fear mind, or not the fear mind, but this part of me where if I got an enema stuck, then that's okay. The body will kind of do what it's doing. But I always wanted to like have something go in and then like do what it's doing and then go out. Or if I take a tincture, like let it do its thing. But I didn't want to like, I don't believe in like, I need this for my adrenal glands. I need that. It's like you use it to support, but you ultimately just want to clear every single atom, like, or everything out. You just want to free up all your organs. And there's like
The program is called MFS to help you do that.
yeah.
Have you ever been on a silent retreat?
On a what?
Silent retreat? Just, no speech
Yeah.
for several days? You've ever done that?
Yeah.
How long did you go for?
Like 5 days with my friend Jamie a long time ago. And that's the other thing I always, and I don't, see, this is the programming coming to me. I was say, when I get through this, no, whatever. The thing that was so beautiful about that is what she always said to me. And when we were walking our path and we were attuned with spirit, and we would just smile everywhere and we didn't talk. We never talked anymore. And one day some stuff fell out of balance in my reality and I started to talk again. She's like, the only relationship you have with me is the one beyond words. She says, we don't talk anymore. We have nothing to say. There's nothing for us to say. We don't speak. And if we like felt inspired, then we would. But it was like we were completely telepathic, and I would experience something beautiful and she would just look at me and smile, and we just like it. And that's where what this world has, I don't want to say lost, that's like negative, but that's what this earth always was. That's what it's about, is to, you purify yourself, but not like I need to purify myself, but you come to that place and then all of a sudden everything is one in a song. And the way singing feels in the empty chambers of the body is like this, I'm like getting choked up. It's like the divine's like massaging your organs, and
There you go.
that's what it is.
keep playing your music.
Yeah.
Let's keep your mouth shut.
You know,
For
Brittany,
3 days. I want you to go in silence for 3 days and just play music. And nothing else. No typing words, no nothing, just music. I want you to tap into your music for 3 days. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Brittany, it sounds also like you're trying to control the whole situation, you know, like, and we
The body. Yeah.
can't, we really can't, you know, we want
It's
to
about
be,
allowing.
we want to be humble enough to trust in the process and not let things be. Um, you mentioned that you want to clear every single cell. It doesn't work like that.
It happens
right?
on its own time.
We say it happens in autopilot at, you know, at its own time. When it's when the body is ready, all you do is allow it. We allow it by doing the master fast. We're simply allowing the body to heal itself. We don't heal the body. If you notice, we never say that master fast heals, master fast cures, or I cure, or you cure, or anybody cures or heals their body. When actually, when I read somebody say, I cured cancer, I don't care what you're doing. You did not cure cancer. Even if you're doing the master fast, you did not cure cancer. The body healed itself.
Body.
We do not heal our bodies. The
Always
body,
seeking balance.
all we do is just go towards peace, balance, and correct conduct by doing the master fast. And the body heals itself. The protocol is all about allowing the body to release obstructions. And maybe it's a good idea not to use too much the word toxicity. I mean, for us, toxicity just means imbalanced. It's not, you know, we don't want it to sound like a bad word. So let's not use it in a negative way, you know, like saying my body is toxic. Your body is what it is. You're alive, you're breathing, you're blessed in every way, you're beautiful. So there's nothing wrong with your body, okay? It's okay, it's imbalanced, you know, it's okay. Who is like perfect? God. Nobody but God. I'm sorry, nobody's perfect, okay? Everybody has challenges. Nobody's perfect. There's always room for growth. So yeah,
You know, the body works on the operations of the universe. It's no difference. You know, and we look as small as the atom as we know of. It's all based on the same principles all the way up to the grand scale of things, to the planets, stars, galaxies, etc., universes. And the only thing that gets in the way of all this perfection, because we would not exist if that was not perfection, if the universe did not sing in perfection, you know, in orbits and so on and so on, it did not work in perfection, it would self-destruct. So with all that, the only thing that gets in the way is what, Brittany?
Us.
Yeah, the mind, right? The
we
only thing
we have to remember we're not
that
God.
separates us from that perfection. Just think about that. So
We are not
what
God.
we
are not God. You don't want to get that. We're not God.
Yeah, but
It's okay though, you know?
We have access to that perfection. We do have access. And it's called your soul. How beautiful is that? That we have that key to access the soul that sings in perfection. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to allow a process to allow that to be able to access that. And it's so simple that if we have thought process, it only gets in the way. It only gets in the way. Any thought process. I don't care what it is, what PhD, what book, it only gets in the way.
We are designed that way.
So we have,
yeah,
we have a simple roadmap that works, that you do this, and that. And we do certain things in the physicality, and it starts affecting how we react with that soul and how we interact and exchange information and so on and so forth. And everything that we've been taught and learned and so on and so forth is irrelevant because it only gets in the way.
I mean, there are some beautiful things that you can learn that bring you closer to peace. But so not everything we learned is not doesn't serve us. I mean, we come across it to serve us anyways. But yeah, we have to kind of. Life is challenging. We must filter stuff. You know, like
If
some things serve you, some things don't. You know?
if we look at more knowledge is supposed to correct things, then why is everybody wearing a mask? In all these years, with all this knowledge, why is everybody wearing a mask?
Exactly. And
Look,
there,
this is how far backwards we've gone. We've destroyed the planet, killing off all the you know, beautiful growth of plants and animals and so on, and oceans and the air, because of all the knowledge that we've gained through our intellect.
yeah, it's just,
I call it the Luciferic intellect.
it's taken so far away.
It's,
And I think there's like, it was for a while, and I found some like help there. There was like a group where there were people that they were making different tinctures for balance, and I wasn't like doing like any of their stuff. I was just talking to some of the people who were going through the detoxification.
Brittany, I'm going to say it again. MFS is here when you're ready. When you start going outside, I'm going to just say MFS is here when you're ready.
Okay.
I don't care about any other groups. I don't care about anybody else. I care about people, you know, and I'm guiding people for a long, long time. But I don't care about what people are doing outside of MFS anymore. I have a very small eye for what's going on out there because it's all the same thing repeated. The next year will come, this, that. It's just no difference. It's all the
And
same.
it was weird. The funny thing was I would encounter people that were doing really well, and then they'd go through these struggles, but they were like doing pretty good, and they'd ask questions. They didn't know what to do next. And I was like, you need to go to the master fast system. And I said, if you want to, I said, but go there. And I think what knocked me off that I need to just let go of is like when someone said it had something to do with my autonomic nervous system. But I don't even want to think about that. But it was like when I was doing colonics and I was relaxing, but I couldn't, and I was just like breathing into it, but I couldn't release the water. Should I just let go of that and accept it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that fixes everything then, because then I don't care. I'm like, okay, well, maybe the body needed water, and then that, or not even that, just like let go.
I think I've mentioned before, stay away from enemas for a while, maybe a few days a week. Eat very clean, just fruit, and then start again.
Start slowly, yeah.
You know, like we're saying the same things over and over, but it's not registering because you keep going back to the same old stuff. And we just talked about the only thing that gets in the way of the perfection from creation is what? Is us, right?
The mind, yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
we need to learn how to put it aside and allow.
Yeah.
And what you just said, yeah, you allow that discomfort, whatever you're feeling, allow it, embrace it, jump for joy. Use the tools that we have, many, 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 many tools to get you through. Emotional freedom technique, if that works for you, use it. There's so many things. Essential oils are wonderful. Do you have essential oils?
Yeah.
Okay.
That helps too. And
they're powerful because they work on emotion. They're of higher order.
You know, you want to slowly build yourself using the tools. For example, you know that enemas or kolimas or colonics are an important part of master fast. So if you can do them, if you don't feel comfortable doing them, then you cannot do the master fast.
I have to, my condition got to a degree where I have to, not even have to do them. I wanted to do them, and I don't see anything making sense in healing without them, to be honest. And sometimes I think where I'm in my mind is, which one do I use? Because there's this nest thing in my colon that I'm trying to break up, and I get these eggs coming. Like I massage when it goes in.
I have never seen eggs come out of people.
What?
I have never seen eggs come out of people.
That's what I'm like experiencing is like.
I don't know how they would look. And I don't
Like
care. I
tapeworm.
really don't care. I have done thousands of colonics, and I don't care what comes out of people.
Yeah. Like tapeworm.
There's a big worm. Yeah. It's not that humongous. You know, they're
body,
long, they're thin. Okay, if there's a worm, it's exciting. I would show my client. That's it. But like, I don't get into too much into the details. How do you know there are?
The details will not help us.
How do you know there are eggs?
They don't help us one bit. The details.
Yeah, sure, there can be eggs, but I've never seen them.
And it's like when the stuff starts to come out, and it's been like this for like about a year when I'm doing the right stuff and I massage there. It's like a couple parts. It's always these little yellow things that a while back I identified as tapeworm eggs, but then I start to see the worms themselves, like parts of them. And there's like a lot there, but like I could just like let go of that too and just wait for them to come out on their own.
You know, you have more what do you call them, microorganism, like
than blood cells.
And blood cells, yeah, I heard those.
More
we have all funguses, bacteria
cells, just bacteria.
We're full.
We're
full of them. You never ever get rid of them on this planet. It's part of the whole ecosystem.
So you cannot fight them.
You fight them, you lose. You fight anything, you lose.
You can't fight them.
You embrace.
They are part of you.
And you gain the understanding
that they're trying to teach you.
Even the worms are
they're
there
all
for
there
a
to
reason.
help. Our understanding is they're bad. No.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff we take in these days, if they weren't there to clean up some of it, we'd probably be dead.
God doesn't make a mistake. God is not going to put a worm inside you when it doesn't have to be in there.
The only mistakes come from our mind.
No, I'm not saying that having a big worm inside your bowels is a good sign of, you know, it's a sign of a healthy body, probably, or a balanced body. It's a sign of an imbalance, in my opinion. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's there.
And I need to work with it, but it makes me nervous because I had them for a long time and I continue to support their environments or do the opposite of what I should be doing.
Brittany.
And yeah.
Some people have released stuff like it.
We've seen everything.
It amazes, okay? Doing the master fast.
We've seen everything.
The photos that we have seen actually are even way more interesting than the average person who goes to colonics. Okay, of course. You know, I've done many colonics on people, and people have released, but not like the master fast. On the master, they don't need to do a colonic to release that stuff. And the photos that we have received from people almost every day, there were Kelly. Every day she was releasing and sending us photos. Was she scared? She was happy. She was jumping for joy, you know? She was not scared.
Yeah, when it comes out and stuff like that, like when these things come out, I'm like so freaking excited. That's how I get.
Yeah,
but when they're like not.
You didn't have the mentality of fighting them.
Yeah.
She was just excited that they're coming out and saying goodbye to them, and that's it.
And I think for me, it's like more than fighting them, I just kind of want to like have waste come out because it's like
it'll all happen in time.
In timing.
You allow it.
Not according to you.
You keep fighting,
according to me, according to God and the divine. And
you keep fighting it, you're gonna keep going down the road you've always been going. You got to change the road.
Why have high expectations? Just do what you believe is best and just leave the rest to God, you know?
Get into your silence with your music for 3 days. Reflect on what's going on. Anytime the mind comes into play, just say, I'm going to put you in a box in the corner now. It's going to be there when, don't worry, it's never going to go away. It's going to be there when you're,
when you want to pick it up, or if you ever do.
I know, maybe just transform the negative thoughts into positive ones. Just whenever they come, and it's really hard for all of us, for all of us, of course, have negative thoughts here and there. It's okay. It's okay. Love everything. Love the experience, and love the fact that you are watching yourself and not liking this thought, that negative thought, it's negative. Somehow, maybe take a moment and confront it. And why did I think this way? maybe, and I don't want to think this way, I want to make it a positive experience, positive thought, and just change it. It's not,
Yeah.
I mean, we all go through that. We all go through that. Some people are more sensitive than others, and they feel them more than others. And it does affect them more, the negative thoughts, than other people. So just do your best.
Thank you.
Yeah, do your
I
best.
love you. I love you guys so much. I really do.
We love you too, yeah. We love you.
I have to go in a bit because he needs me to help with some stuff around the house.
The plasma love is always flowing. Just tap
Love
in.
it.
Just tap in.
Okay. I love you.
Let everything go.
Okay.
Let it go.
See, I get choked up because my soul knows. It just knows that yeah.
This lifestyle is not for everybody. It's anybody can come in. Everybody's welcome. Everybody can choose to do it, but it's not for everybody because
not everybody's ready.
Not everybody's ready to take responsibility, and that's just look outside, watch how many masks are out there. Everywhere I go, everybody's got masks. I'm one of the only ones out there with no mask. So this is the society that we've chosen to be in. We've all agreed to this, and only we can change that. So tap into the plaf, and let's feed all these souls. Let's elevate them, because this is not a world I want to live in.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this.
Your
It's not part of my contract.
Your parents did.
No.
When you were born.
No, it's not part of my contract. So we can change it, right? We can rewrite our contracts.
Yeah, it was something came up that was really funny too. When I was doing a lot better, and I was here, and I think something was going on that was just like connected to that energy, and like they were all saying something in it, and they were like, well, why do you this or that, or something about like my path or what I was doing, and I wasn't bothering anybody, and I was like, I want to go back to my planet, and I just ran upstairs. And it was just like, and I went outside, and I was just like talking outside to the trees and to like the spirits or whatever was there, because I couldn't, whether I felt it or not, I was just talking to the trees, and I was like, can I go back to my planet, or let's just make it here. And like, I don't know, it's like all those things. And then just so many things, like with the trees even too, it's like it's so beautiful, but then we go around and like, man thinks, I mean, people kind of recognize, but those beings, they are so not even intelligent, but they're so alive, and they like, but we look at them as trees, but they're so,
the vertical
there's
people.
words for them.
The vertical people.
The vertical people, yeah. That's
What are we?
You're the horizontal people.
Yeah. I love you guys. I gotta go because.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Diane, how's it going?
There. Am I talking?
Yeah, nice to see you.
I thought I'd better see you guys every now and then. I haven't been on for a long time.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's kind of ironic because you're saying less is more, and I don't do much on here because less is more.
Exactly.
Like what do I have to say? Like it just.
It's just the way, keep our supporting each other, inspiring each other. That's all we're here for.
Yeah.
Because what's going on up there.
Oh, I know. It's just, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I just accept it, and just this isn't master fast. Well, I mean, everything's master fast, but you said something about most people are wearing masks. Boy, on the coast here, at least in White Rock, hardly anyone's wearing masks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Even in the stores, there's a few people wearing masks in a store, but I would say 1 in every 10 or 20 people. Not
Wow.
here.
I'm not here.
I guess, yeah. Well, you're in Ontario. I think the COVID numbers are higher there.
Also, I
Yeah.
think they're more strict here in general.
I guess.
BC is
What's
more
the
free.
population where you are?
Oh God, I don't know. You mean like BC's population or Vancouver area?
Your area where you?
Well, White Rock itself. No, I'd hate to even say. Yeah, I mean it's not a village. You know, all the amenities are here, or in Surrey, which is right next door. Well, it's certainly not. We're not way out there. Like it's city, like really.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
BC in general, I think the laws are more like
I don't know.
It's-
It's been in traditionally BC more open
more open.
than the rest of Canada.
I think it is. You know, maybe it's part of that the West Coast kind of not hippie, but you know, people West Coast kind of more freedom and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The chief medical officer here, Dr. Bonnie Henry, is really good. I mean, she's still, you know, a medical doctor, but boy, she's just calm. Like she exudes this atmosphere that helps people. I think her thing is stay calm, be safe, and be kind or something. She says that after all her talks. I don't listen to many. But that's that field stuff that you're talking about. That's why she is good, because she's so calm all the time. And her voice doesn't raise. It's just really nice. And I think that's what's helping the people here in BC.
Nice.
I don't listen to her words very much. I just listen to her voice. Is just so calming. Everyone loves her.
Really good.
Yeah, so that's neat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm still on level 4.
Awesome.
It'll be a year in October. I mean, most of the time I'm pretty good. Sometimes, you know, I cheat. Like a couple of weeks ago, I thought, so I missed the whole thing. Like I think I ate every day. It's not junk. Well, a couple of little things that weren't right. But yeah, but then the next week I went up to a level 5 just because I thought, okay, that's it. I'm going to clear out. Actually, I will say this is kind of interesting. I hate to call it that, a bladder infection, but it's not a bladder infection. It's really interesting. It's just cleansing.
Oh,
Like, you know, here I was being proud of myself when I said the odd comment on Masterfest. Oh no, when I do my cleanses now, it's just little odds and ends, and I haven't had any big thing. But it's, you know, I've got, you know, the symptoms, a little bit of blood in my urine. I can feel my kidneys, you know, this frequency that disappeared pretty fast. And I just went right back on full master fast, and the kidney tea that kidney tea is really nice. I think that was a big part of just cleansing. And then I mixed a bit of ganss water in there, just for the hell of it. But yeah, it's just really interesting. And even, you know, I put some of the urine in a jar just to look at it, a little bit pink. And there's flakes. So I'm thinking, wow, you know, my body's just cleaning the urethra, the bladder, the kidneys. It's just flaking off. I'm going to have this newer system. And my kidneys I can feel, but it's not pain. It's like, I don't know. They're just, I don't know what it is. I can feel them. Maybe they're not even tight. I can just feel them. I've got a heating pad on there because it feels good. You know, kidneys like, you know,
Have you ever had UTIs in the past?
I've had a couple.
Okay.
This is my third or maybe fourth one in my life.
Yeah. Well, you know, things are going to still happen for years on end. Just
Yeah.
things are going to pop up as the body's purging out.
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. You know, we live right across from the hospital. Like it's literally across the street, you know. So oh yeah, I'm having this problem and I'm going to see a doctor.
How's the cuore, the heart?
Oh, it's gone. No, it's cured. It's not the wrong word, but I mean, no, it did its thing and now it's good.
Back to normal.
Yeah. And boy, you know, looking back, that was a year or two ago, I can't remember. Boy, the path I could have chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's scary.
Because of the concern, the mind, and everything else. And
Yeah.
scary roads people take.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just so interesting, especially, you know, my background, emergency room or RN for many years.
Imagine.
And, yeah. So, but I mean, my parents, I mean, I learned so much. It wasn't orthodox stuff. My parents were, I call them the original hippies. Like they knew about fields and they didn't call it that, but both of them knew about otherworldly things and feelings and this kind of stuff. So, you know, I had that in the background for emergency room. But yeah, it's Master Fast is pretty cool. I think of it all the time when I when I read something, or you know, I think I post more than anyone else on Master Fast. But I think, oh God, I got to share this one. And
Yeah, awesome.
but I'm having fun. My husband's away, you know, he's got dementia, so he's visiting my son right now. So I'm recuperating.
Yeah, you know, I'm going through it with my mother. And it's not fun.
Yeah, it's quite, I mean, he's still, I would say level 5 or something or stage 5 or 4 or 5. So I mean, you know, he gets around. It's kind of sad because other than the dementia, other than his mind, his physical body is good. He was running with my son the other day, he said.
Wow.
Yeah, and so yeah, socially, like he's not bad. He talking and stuff. You know, there's that memory. It's amazing what memory. How we rely on our memory from one step to the other, because if I say one, I can't ask him more than one thing at a time. Else, yeah, it's just not there. Yeah, and he definitely can't do what he used to. Like I do everything, everything.
But he can go to the bathroom by himself.
Yeah, and he goes to the bathroom, has a shower, he dresses himself. He needs a little bit of help, not so much dressing, well, actually a little bit, but it's more choosing. You know, he's kind of, for a while he was wearing 3 or 4 socks on one leg and one on the other. But you gotta just laugh about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is he in a good mood?
He's good. He says he's happy. So I mean, hey, I just say to him, if you're happy, I'm happy. So, and my son, I got 2 sons and a daughter, but my son that's has them there right now. He said, yeah, I asked him how he was doing because Les has been up there for 2 weeks. He said, yeah, I'm getting the hang of it. He says, I'm just treating him about the same as Charlie, who's my granddaughter. She's 5.5. And he says, yeah, he's kind of, yeah, I'm looking after 2 kids. So, and then he said, my granddaughter's name's Charlie. He says, if Dad says, if he's off a bed or says or does something weird, Charlie just looks at me and kind of rolls her eyes. But Yeah, no, he's good. And I'm of the belief that I chose this life on the other side to learn big, to learn something, to help me grow, you know. So my karma, so I'm not gonna keep coming back to Earth. I've been here lots of times. But yeah, so I'm learning patience, open heart. My heart, it's got to be open more. Yeah, like I said, patience. Yeah, and being the one looking after myself, because I used to lean on him. You know, I think women tend to lean on the male. They have kind of the last say or look after the odd thing. You know, he ran over the lawnmower cord, so that was a while ago now. So I'm mowing the lawn now. But I've done it before, but I thought, okay, I gotta fix this lawnmower cord. So yeah, I put it together and joined the wires, and it worked. Normally he'd be doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, life is good. But yeah, Masterfast is, yeah, I mean, I'm such an advocate. What were you gonna, did you say something? Oh, I'm such an advocate. I know, I mean, you know, it's like nothing else. So I'm back to saying less is more.
Just enjoy it day by day.
Day by day, yeah. And that's what everyone wants anyway, living in the present moment, right? All these things, day by day, yeah, your power is in the present. Yeah, and this is pointing to that, this dementia and Masterfast, and I guess anything in my life, everything in my life right now. Yeah, so stuff comes up and I either get more serious of Masterfast, or then I say, F that, I'm gonna eat. It's one extreme or the other.
I'll go through it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going through challenging times, it's so easy to reach for food, right?
Oh, totally. And I know what it's all about. I mean, it's an addiction, but I don't give myself heck at all. It's like I think you said in the past, it's just stages. And Rana, you talk about that too, you know. Yeah. You guys are a good couple for each other, you know. I've been here long enough, and I watch you both, or what one says and then the other, and it's quite cool. You compliment each other.
Yeah, we keep it interesting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, relationship. Yeah.
Never a dull moment.
Oh yeah, I bet. Hey, yeah, pretty neat.
It's a lot of work to be in a relationship, that's for sure. You know.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
All your challenges right in front of you, so you can do something about them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, it's neat that you guys met. I mean, it's obviously meant to be, because Masterfast systems even got more powerful now. There's a few organizations, people that I really respect. And I'm thinking, oh no, two of them, two different organizations that were both run by a man, and then both a woman came into the picture and got married and got into this, whatever these organizations are. Definitely more power. Definitely. What's that saying? If two join instead of just one, it doesn't double it. I can't remember what it is. It's like
it's
exponential.
Yeah. So it's and it's what I've said this before, but what I like about Masterfast is it's always growing. Yeah. Always growing.
There is potential for more and more and more. I feel with the Masterfast, like there's no limit really.
Totally, yeah.
Even though we've toned it down a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially when I started to take care of my mother and stuff, I just toned it all down.
Oh.
Do it, but yeah, it's we get wonderful messages from all over the place all the time. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, we have learned a lot in the past 5 years, running it together. And we had a few people here and there that came, and they're not with us so much anymore. So yeah, I mean, they were, yeah, I mean, Gino and I kept it going. We kept it going as much as we can, and it's not easy. And it's not easy to run a business. It's a business with your husband. That's another thing, you have the relationship, but then you have the business as well. And then, you have the home, different projects that you're doing together. And it can be, you just have to learn, I guess. It teaches you so much about yourselves and about the relationship and your strengths and your challenges. And we just have to somehow come together and agree that, okay, I can take that part and you can take that part,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. We've all got our unique paths, hey?
yeah
That's for sure.
yeah
Yeah.
So much to learn, and it definitely keeps us busy.
It's a lot of fun when you can see people that have taken responsibility and transformed themselves. It's awesome. That makes it worth it. And we've seen many of those, so we keep going.
Yeah, I love, Diane, how balanced you are, and you're taking it slowly, but you really are transforming so much, because you're being consistent, you're being patient, you're being gentle and loving with yourself, and yeah, consistent. You've been here for a few years now, and it's so beautiful. I mean, when I think of transformations, you come into the picture for sure.
No.
Because you're consistent and you're around and you're living it, and it's nice.
Keep popping in.
Good for you. I mean, really good for you. You look amazing. You really do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm 110 at 5'7", so I'm a little bit thin, but it actually looks quite good.
You look amazing. For your age, you look thin, right? Because nobody is like that. Nobody's living that.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna be 70 years old next year.
Wow.
Amazing.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna have a party next year, and and part of this, I mean, it's obviously I want to stay healthy. Part of it is so that I can still look after Les.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for a 70-year-old, most people are not really. Most people are overweight at that age, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big percentage.
So that's amazing.
Well, yeah, I mean, age is irrelevant to me now, I'm not stiff, I'm limber, I do a bit of yoga, and it's just, yeah. And I know Masterclass is part of this. Yeah. Even the colonics. And when I remember the first ones I did, that was 3-4 years ago, what was coming out, it was bizarre, and and now it's like, I'm good stuff, but no comparison to what it was. Like, I don't know what I got rid of, but I go better out than in, I tell you.
That weight that was hanging on.
Yeah. Well, I think you or someone said, it's not so much weight, it's waste. So that's what I tell people. Oh, you're looking thin. I says that you lost too much weight. No, that was waste. Yeah. People just aren't used to thin, slim people.
No. Not no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hasn't been that long in some ways. This is really interesting. When I watch old movies, people are definitely thinner. They look skinny. Like the Rolling Stones look really skinny now, when they were, actually they're still nice and slim. But yeah, these old movies, watch some old movies sometime. Mm-hmm. Like I say, in our definition would be, oh, how come they're so skinny? But no, they were probably a lot healthier in those days. We're a sick society, when you think of it. Yeah. Like we give people organs, like people, that it blows me away. Like I was in the medical system. I remember taking some eyes in a thing to give to some taxi to take to some hospital. I mean, in a heart and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, that's how sick we are, that someone's got someone else's heart in them or a lung. Like, and people are saying, no, we're way healthier now than we were. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah, and medicine is much more advanced, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's that not that quality for sure. It's it's quantity, and everyone's, oh man, I can't even imagine. I wouldn't be alive. I don't think I could live with all that stuff in me. I think I'm not that strong, you know. I can't eat or, oh, it would kill me.
Crazy to me, yeah. There's a huge black market for organs.
Oh, totally. Well, that's these kids, right? I mean, and I'm
Crazy.
Yeah, like these kids and the pedophilia and all this stuff that's behind the scenes. Yeah, that's what that's all about. Don't get me into that, but
It's
big,
The dark hole.
yeah,
very dark.
yeah. But we're gonna hit the light, though. I mean, I can feel it. People are waking up, and that's where my head goes, or my heart. Like we're moving into another place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another reason I'm on Master Fast. I want to stay here and be part of this.
We have a little bit more rough roads, but we're gonna get there.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's exciting. It's interesting.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think I said enough.
Steve, you're still going.
Well, it appears. I'm surprised because I haven't been able to connect to anything.
Wow.
My wife just sent me a text a little while ago. Our reconnection date is Tuesday, so I got another 3 days. Unbelievable.
Electricity.
But you have
They got
internet?
wiped out from a tornado.
But internet.
No, I have Wi-Fi. No, I have nothing. I have nothing in the house.
His phone.
Phone. I'm on the phone.
Service.
And how do you charge your phone?
Oh, I have a generator.
Yeah. Wow.
Or I bring it to work.
Is it
Yeah, it's
the whole city?
challenging.
Is it the whole city?
What was that?
What is it? The whole city?
I don't even get me going on that. No, it's my road. The black up has power, the black down has power. Everybody around me has power, but we don't.
Mm-hmm.
There were, I don't know what there were, 1 million out, something like that. I don't know. The western part of the state got devastated,
Wow.
and this freaking power company has laid everybody off that would have been able to handle these.
Wow.
Everything's
They called nobody in till Thursday.
still in slow motion in a lot of things. Enough, back.
It's the collapse. That's all it is. It's the collapse of society, especially when it comes to these organizations or governments. They're leviathans and they cannot accomplish anything. Look at our Congress. What the hell they're doing? They can't even pass a freaking bill.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But it is. It's
Time for big change.
the collapse of the United States, period.
It's time for change. And
Yes.
we
I
are-
mean, you have to collapse it. You can't fix this system. This system is fucked up.
yeah, we can't fix something that's broken. So
Fix it by no.
it's time for renewal. Get into the realm of light and do it the right way.
But I'm fasting, so nothing's bothering me at all. Today's day 19. I'm freaking blowing through. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Crazy.
Do you have water? Are you washing and everything? Do you have
Yeah, well, I skipped a day, but then I said I better. So I have a gas stove, so I can heat a little bit of water. So I heat it a little bit. Otherwise, it's freaking cold.
Oh, yeah.
right? Mm.
That's awesome.
And I'm not eating, so there's no reason to worry about food. But half my back, half my crops got damaged. That's all right. It is what it is. A lot of my tomatoes got blown over.
Hmm. If you had more ganns out there, it would have been a different story. But hey, you didn't get any major damage.
That was crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the winds were incredible. The winds were absolutely incredible for here. I mean, we don't get those kind of winds. 75 mile an hour, I think.
Wow.
Where are you, Stephen?
East Coast, Connecticut.
Okay.
And we had no rain. We got 4/10 of an inch of rain out of it, but the winds were just, oh Lord, I've never seen winds like that here.
Yeah, and like in the last few years, I've been seeing stronger and stronger winds coming through here too. It's interesting what's happening.
Yeah.
They had where was that? A record minus 14 temperature in one of the islands in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's that come from? Record heat in Holland. I mean, come on.
Yeah, everything's changing.
He said Holland. I was reading. They had such a warm winter that none of the animals that hibernate went into hibernation.
Wow.
They have no clue what the repercussions of that is going to be.
Interesting.
What was it? Baghdad was 126 degrees earlier in the week, 2 days in a row.
Nice and warm.
Whew. Man can't survive at that temperature. I don't know what the wet bulb was, but
Well, if you're eating cooked food, he ain't going to be fun, that's for sure. When you're in a fasting state, you can withstand way more heat, that's for sure. Big difference.
yeah, I'm finding it a little more challenging this year. The sun, but it's just like we've seen it. The sun has changed. So,
Definitely.
but the farther in I get, it's bothering me. It's bothering me less. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep riding this because it feels so good.
Yeah. Let it ride. That's it.
I don't know where it's going. I have no set length of time. I'm just going to go.
Awesome. Tatiana, you still around?
I'm here. I'm listening. Oh, I had such good energy.
Always.
Love you guys.
It's, what are you doing? You still on?
I'm going.
Oh.
I'm not counting. But I should be approaching 60. Yeah, I think that as this goes on, I'm going to start counting the eating days.
How's the tongue and everything going?
It looks alien, in the back. Alien. I don't really see it changing.
Yeah, well, it takes time.
Yeah, which I have patience.
It's a reflection of the GI tract, and it's all coming to the surface. Just don't worry about it.
Can't believe it's in there.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We all want it quicker, but it's going to happen when it happens. Like the layers of the GI tract, to really get a thorough cleaning of that, most people have no clue how long it takes. It's a long time to really clean. And that's if you, maintain, clean minimal eating. It's going to take a long time. It's not going to happen with one long fast of 108 or 180, or even if you do a year straight. Yeah, you get a lot of cleaning, but it's going to take, you got to remember the cycles of the humans have a 9-year cycle.
Yeah.
So where are we in that cycle? That's going to determine many things and so on and so forth. But who cares? We're working with today, now. That's all we can do. And we keep
Does
going.
that cycle start at birth? The
Started,
9-year cycle. The 9-year cycle. Does that begin at birth?
I
think so.
I don't know if it would begin when it's inception or birth. That's a good question. 9 months pregnant. 9's a lot of 9s.
Yeah, yeah.
But, uh, if we count it at birth, we have to add 9 months, right? I mean, at inception. If it's at birth, we got to subtract the 9. But either way, it's in and around that.
Yeah, all right.
In a year.
Just curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought about it that way. But there's an African tribe who counts the date of birth on the inception. They don't count that
Makes sense.
the child was born. So it could be on the date of inception when the field makes sense. It'll come to us. We need to know.
I was just curious.
Yeah, everything cycles. Look all around, the moons, the sun, the planets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everything's got cycles. The galaxies, the universes. That's the way everything operates. So we just ride the waves.
Ride the waves.
Anything else happening, Tatiana?
Oh, I love the dry fast. It's my favorite. Felt so good.
You don't have to do anything.
I just feel so good. It was like I even went running. I didn't go like extreme, like a little bit, just jog and then walk, jog. I just feel like superhuman. Needed to sleep very little. This was I like this full moon energy. My challenge right now is drinking all the juice. I wonder what you guys do when that happens.
Yeah, because you love the experience of the dries. A lot of people went through that.
Yeah.
One too many got themselves in trouble drying themselves out because it's just a wonderful feeling. But you got to remember that in the dry fasting state is where everything happens, is where the deep obstructions start, body's starting to deal with them to remove them. And, yeah, the body can remove them on their own, but we're really in a very obstructive state that sometimes that does not happen. And that's why people get themselves in trouble. So I like to, refer and drown in our own filth. Yeah. That's what starts happening. It's not something that you can read. It just comes on, and not a good place to be. And so just follow the protocol, do your best. Just if you have your bottle with you and you're just sipping, you should be able to easily do around 2 liters, 2 quarts. Early in the game, especially in the first year or two, you got to be very careful. Make sure you're drinking enough to wash. Just think, squeeze, wash, squeeze, wash, squeeze, wash. It's good that you're feeling good in the dry fasting state. That means you've gotten rid of a lot of obstructions, but then you start going deeper, right? And deeper and deeper and deeper into the layers. And, you don't know what's there. So it's always better to have insurance and keep washing properly. That's all. Yeah. Make sure you're doing enough enemas and so on and so forth. Have you ever done any colonics?
Yeah, I went to Rana twice. I'm waiting when she opens back up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the colonics are much better of washing.
Yeah, but I'm doing the Kalimas now.
Awesome.
The good releases.
Yeah, so after you're dry, make sure you throw in an extra one here and there.
Yeah.
And, all is well. We don't have to be fearful of anything because we know now. We know the basic structure and what amounts of liquids and so on and so forth that gets people through. We know it. So we don't want to go outside of that too much. We want to stay within that area because it works very well. Very well. Anytime people go outside that, they get themselves in trouble. It's not a fun place to be. Some people will be able to, go more aggressive, and they may not feel it as much as somebody else because we're all different. And you can't read somebody and know what they're going to go through. So cheap insurance, just follow it, and everything will be fine. But I'm glad that you're enjoying the dries because that's the place where everything happens. That's it. And
Magic.
the effects of the dries, as we've repeated over many times, because that's very important, is the slow motion realm. It takes time for what happens in the dry to manifest. You'll start seeing the effects coming out after the dry for a while if you're maintaining clean minimal eating or continue on the fast, right? So that's always interesting. Just pay attention to things. Keep making your posts so you have your record and you see where you're at. If you just have something, whatever, you may just want to jot it down, and so you can look back and see where your state of mind was at. It's always interesting to read back what you went through, and then you go through the memory.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, even discovering people's old posts. Like I searched something up today. I found Laura's old post. So inspiring. Her post really moved me.
Rosenberg?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
strength, strong
She went through
mind and heart.
She was one that pushed it way too hard.
She talks about that, the first one, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to remember, she was bedridden pretty much.
I know.
Not bedridden anymore after massive fasting.
Such a nice PDF. I read her story before, but even finding bits of it here and there, is just amazing. Her comment is out there, and it's inspiring me. She probably doesn't know. Yeah, it definitely has an effect, all those little things that we write.
If you follow her story, it's kind of tough for the old way because everybody was just posting all over. But now that we post it all in one post, it's very easy to find somebody's story. It's much nicer. But if you punch in somebody's name, you should be able to see most of their posts if Facebook works properly. It doesn't always. And you can go through all the dates of it and see all the things that people have gone through and so on and so forth. She went through some pretty challenging times. Like she dry fasted way too long and was doing saunas. And she got herself in real trouble. She was scared that she wasn't going to come out of it. I said, not great where you are, but don't worry. Keep going. The body knows what to do. And you go through some, healing reactions here and there, and let it happen. But we don't need to go in those places. We don't need to go in those places. We can do it in a gradual way, in a powerful way.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
What helps you guys when you have trouble getting the juice? Like adding some kind of herbs. I think Rana mentioned you add cinnamon, but I don't know, that didn't work for me. Or
have you tried heating it up?
Yeah. Oh, I made popsicles, so we'll try that out.
Oh yeah, popsicles.
Try that, yeah. Yeah.
That'd
be nice.
Just having the bottle with you, just sipping. Just take sip.
I do.
Did you try different juices?
Yeah, I don't like them. I tried.
Cherry.
It's funny. Yeah, cherry. I don't know. Too sweet or something. Yeah. I know this is like the tiniest. Like people have. This is not even a problem. This is not even a problem. But yeah, I mean, it's like I guess I'm feeling it today, so that's not bad.
Yeah, is the grape tasting too sweet for you?
Yeah, it's tasting too sweet.
Yeah.
Like and like heavy, you know. Like I can't even. Like I felt I could run during the dry fast, and I like a lot of times I feel too full.
It's stirring up deep stuff when you get that feeling that it's too sweet. The juice hasn't changed.
No.
I know. Yeah, it's us.
Be very, very careful in this time. Yeah, be very careful and extra washing, and make sure you're drinking enough. These times is where people get themselves in trouble, when the juice starts tasting sweet. That's one of the signs. Juice doesn't change. And then a lot of the, people that, got through it, the juice is fine again. So
Yeah.
it's a sign that there's deep obstructions being stirred up.
Yeah.
The juice is stirring it up, because that juice is powerful. It's a powerful cleanser. And the physical, mental, and emotional state is stirring it up. And the body's having a challenge to purge. That's all it is. Because they're very deep, super glued into our system, into our mental, our physical, mental, and emotional state. They're super glued. So it's work to get that shaken loose and allow it to move out. But once it comes out, you'll see you're at a different level. It's a great feeling.
Every day. It's a long journey, but every day.
Yeah, try adding more lemon, more orange juice, more grapefruit to the. You can some pineapple juice. Just try changing up a bit, and that can help. That's the things that I do, and I've never myself went through that sweet taste feeling. We learned that from many people going through it. I've always loved the juice and never, but I've been going back. I can't remember way back, but
when you do a long dry, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I've done so many fasts. I don't know.
When you do long dries, you usually don't want to drink too much, but it's that feeling.
Yeah, well, especially if you do a long dry, but this juice is tasting too sweet. That's
and heavy.
Yeah, heavy.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Thanks for sharing your tips.
Are you doing how many hours a day of dry? Are you doing?
Ginger.
Or 13, but sometimes I do more just because work stuff.
Yeah, you see, when you're used to doing long daily dries, you're not gonna like the juice so much. Because you get used to long daily dries. So get back on the shorten them, maybe 15 hours maximum.
Yeah, just tiny sips.
Yeah, because the body does, does like the dry fasting state. It's just we have to do it slowly.
If you don't want it hot, the juice, you can try some ginger, boil it in some small amount of juice, and then pour that in cold drink. Try that, because that sweetness brings also some nausea in people. You can do ice on the back of the head, 5-10 minutes every hour. You can do hot and cold, get things more moving, and you always end with cold. There's things moving up. Cerebellum, which there's a place in the colon that it's connected, right? So yeah, you're stirring stuff up.
What day are you? What day?
Approaching 68.
68. Yeah, so you're
a few days away from
months now. Yeah, now that you start feeling it. So do your best to stick with the with drinking the juice, because you don't want to be going too hard with a dry fast. It's already deep, I wouldn't push it too much. Remember, I mean, I had a period what I did at the beginning, maybe first year or second year. Yeah, first year. I did I think I did 3-day dry, and then the week after I did 3-day dry, and then I liked it, of course, right?
Mhm.
And boy, when it's hard when you break it. When I broke it, it was really
Yeah.
hard because
You have to go back to drink.
I got tired. I got really. I mean, when I broke the whole master fast, I went back to food, but I remember, my body was like just going, just releasing and releasing and releasing. And I think I broke it at day 78. Yeah. Yeah, I broke it at day 78. I did a strong herb, and then that kind of wiped me out. I was already wiped out, and then it wiped me out completely. So I wouldn't, so I wouldn't push too much with the dries. Give your body room to be, you know, so, you don't want to play too much after 2 months, I would say, especially.
What was the longest dry you've done?
On this dry?
Yeah.
I think it was 48 hours, but this the full moons I did like every 24 hours I took bubbly drink.
Mhm.
And then I took another, and then I broke it.
So that
But I
was
guess so I don't know if that counts. Well, I don't know that, but that makes me feel like more like safe, like I'm calming down my kidneys or something.
Yeah.
Probably in the mind, but
it does
Yeah,
help
it's
for
fun.
sure.
Fun.
Yeah. So how many hours, including the bubbly, what's the longest dry? Is it 7?
the bubbly, I think it was like 5 days, like this week that I did.
Right?
Five?
Including the bubbly. No, 2.5.
Oh, 2.5.
2.5 days.
Got another bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's good.
It's
Yeah, I don't want to push it.
Mhm.
yeah, when you do the real long dries, those people get themselves in real trouble. You got to be real careful, especially when you start getting up over 7 days dry. You got to be real careful breaking those.
I'll go there for a while. Yeah.
No, that's in the future. It's there,
Yeah.
available. If,
Wow. I can't imagine the feels.
Yeah,
Real strong.
when you're ready. Yeah, but 3 days are already, 3 days per month is great, maybe the first year. You don't need to go beyond that. And then slowly, you can add the 5 days here and there.
all is well.
Yeah. You know, like teeth pulling, mouth pulling, whatever. So I've been doing that with tea. And you said maybe add some turpentine. So today I got turpentine. So I added a couple drops. Turpentine?
A few drops, yeah.
Yeah, just a couple drops, yeah. I wonder if maybe I should put it on my tongue, just a drop, or is that gonna be crazy? I don't know if that's.
No, it should
No.
be fine.
I've read up on the post about it. Maybe that'll heal whatever's going on in there, help that, or like help whatever exit.
Yeah, it does help. Turpentine is awesome. Gino's not a big fan of
I'm
having
not
it,
a fan of it internally.
taking it.
Kind of like oil, yeah.
Yeah,
But maybe
drops, no big
One
deal.
drop is nothing.
yeah,
You can do it.
I'm not a fan of any oils internally.
stronger. Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm real weary about oils and fats. I don't care what other people think.
Even
Well,
drops.
today I saw. Sorry, what was that, Rana?
Yeah, I was asking even a few drops.
Yeah, a few drops, no big deal.
Yeah, drop. Really strong. Yeah, even today when I was going through old comments, searching stuff up, someone wrote that they read like an interview from like a gastrointestinal surgeon, and he said he's never seen a pink intestine in his life. And the interviewer said, um, like, why do you think that is? And he said right away, vegetable oils, without a doubt.
What was that? You cut out.
Vegetable oil.
You cut out, Tatiana.
Vegetable oil, without a doubt. I asked for a second, so I don't know if you got that. I'm gonna turn off the video.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, where did you lose me?
Vegetable what?
Vegetable oil.
Oh, interview asked him, so why is everyone's black inside? And he said, without a doubt, he didn't like blink. He said, it's vegetable oils.
Oils, okay.
Yeah.
Plug you up. Vegetables.
Oh, and what I observe, like just observing it, yeah, what it does to other things. It makes sense.
They're very obstructive.
Well, it never used to be a big part of people's diets like recently.
Yeah. It's interesting, but you know, they say we need the essential fats and essential oils and all this stuff. Yeah, okay. Sure. Body can create what it needs. Don't need to take internal anything from external. When we take it things from external internally, body stops making it, and that's the problem. So we are in a state where the body is obstructed, deficient, that it can't create these things because there's obstructions in the way. That's the way, the simplicity of how
So
I see things
basically,
now.
we're feeding it, so it cannot feed itself. It's not feeding itself because we're putting the food inside.
Mm-hmm. And then the obstructions are in the way of the proper fields being made to create what we need.
You know, we know that about hormones, right? When we take a hormone, it gives a negative feedback to the gland, and the gland stops working, right? Like
Same
the
thing.
thyroid, pancreas.
No difference.
So yeah, the food makes sense if you. I mean, yeah.
Keep things simple. Very, very simple.
Like with iron, people eat food that are high in iron, but it's not really feeding them, right?
No, you know, a lot of people is, you know, anemic and
Yeah.
iron and all that, and nothing really works.
It's an imbalance, basically. It brings more
molasses
imbalance.
is high in iron. If you want some iron, molasses is also, you can use it for dressing with some other stuff. Nice, good stuff. Lots of good stuff. Where are we at? 909? 909. Oh, 9. Triple 9.
Beautiful.
All right. We want to do a little meditation.
Yeah, let's do a little one.
And, let's get comfortable. Close our eyes. Let's focus on the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. On the inhale, focus the breath starting at the tailbone, the tip of the tailbone. And as you inhale, move it up the spine to the top of the head, 1,000-point junction. And then on the exhale, drive it down the front of the body, back around the groin to the tailbone, and just keep repeating that. on every breath. And with each breath, we become more and more relaxed. We lose the senses of our physicality. And as we enter the limitless realms, the realms of light, where everything comes from, where we can travel at a million times the speed of light, anywhere we want. As we learn more and more to access these realms, we can be conscious when we're in our sleep state to travel. With each breath, we're getting more and more relaxed. Physical body should feel like it's not even there. You're just so relaxed. And let's move our focus and our attention to just below the belly button. And imagine a mini tornado spinning counterclockwise. And the tip of the tornado is at the point below the belly button. With each breath, the tornado spins faster and faster. We can feel the chakras returning back to balance. Keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth or roll it back and suck on it. Choose one of those positions. As we focus on the breath and the area below our belly button. Let's move our attention to the genitals. For the males, it's the testes. For the females, it's the ovaries. The mini tornadoes spinning faster and faster, bringing balance to that area. With each breath, the tornado spinning faster and faster, bringing balance to that area. You may see colors flashing, shooting stars, or other phenomena. As we focus, field strength gets stronger and stronger. Move the attention now to the area between the genitals and the anus, the perineum. Focus on the tornado spinning faster and faster, bringing balance to that area. If the mind wanders off, just bring it back. Focus on the breath and the tornado spinning faster and faster. Let's move the attention to the tip of the tailbone, focusing on the breath and the mini tornado spinning faster and faster. The breath is the intent and emotion that drives the mini tornado faster and faster. The illusion of limits on speed. There are no limits in the limitless realms. The mind cannot conceive millions of times the speed of light. We access these realms through the experiences of expanding our awareness and building our field strength. Tornado spinning faster and faster on the tailbone. As it builds speed, to see different flashes of color or other things. As the tornado is spinning faster and faster, we feel more calm than ever. Our breathing is very minimal. Let's move our attention from tailbone to the up the spine to the area between the kidneys. The mini tornado spinning faster and faster, bringing balance to the area of the kidneys. The king and queen with their crowns. Keep the focus on the mini tornado. And let's bring the attention up the spine, between the shoulder blades. And tornado spinning faster and faster. With each breath, you can feel the spine stretching out and elongating itself through the fields. So that's the only way it can happen. Focusing on the tornado spinning faster and faster. The mind wanders, bring it back. Let's move the focus to the top of the spine where the meets the skull. With each breath, the tornado is spinning faster and faster, bringing balance to that area. Feel the spine stretching out even more. As we raise the field strength, picture your spine in perfect form and shape. Continue with the tongue in the position you chose. Keep the focus on the mini tornado. And continue to drive the breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Bring the mind back if it wandered. Continuously focusing on the mini tornado, spinning faster and faster. Let's move the focus to the top of the head, the center of the head, 1,000-point junction. The tornado spinning faster and faster with each breath. As the tornado spinning faster and faster, with each breath, bringing it back to balance. Bring the focus to the third eye. Between the eyes, above on the forehead. See the tornado spinning faster and faster. As the tornado spinning faster and faster. See all the lights flashing, the stars shooting, sun shining. Tornado spinning faster and faster. We bring the focus to the throat area, thyroid. The voice box. As we build our field strength, our voice can be heard through the fields. Cannot be silenced. Field strength can penetrate all Tornado, bringing balance to that area. Just move the focus to the heart. Strongest field of the physicality is from the heart. Continuously give through the heart to raise your field strength. As the tornado is spinning faster and faster, it brings balance to that area. The heart is warming up. Send Plath to all souls. Let's elevate the souls of humanity. Bring balance back to the planet. Our wonderful Mother Earth. Let's move the focus down to the solar plexus. And the tornado spinning faster and faster. Continues to pick up speed. And the tornado spinning faster and faster. Bringing down to that area. Take the focus back to the breath. From the bottom of the spine. Drive it up. Top of the head. Inhale. Back down the front. And cycle that a few times as we come back to the senses of our physicality. Start moving our toes or fingers. We feel refreshed, lighter, stronger. As you open your eyes, welcome back. That was a nice try. Thank you so much, everyone. Always a blast.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All the best.
See you on the page.
Good night.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thanks for hitting it on your mobile, Steve.
Different for sure.
You made it anyway.
Yeah. No better place to be.
Hopefully get electricity soon.
It'll be what it'll be.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Right.